So, Fat Man,
Sleazy.
holy shit, another year, another shithole of wrestling garbage. What do we do at the end of every year?
We take a shit.
Masturbate and fondle ourselves.
Let's talk about that on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is the Fat Man. I'm Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Jesus Christ. And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. Oh, my goodness. The gang's all here. Let's start with Mr. Mad Respect. Brandon Dietz is here with us.
Good day, folks.
Such a chipper young fellow.
Did you magically make a hat appear on your head?
I don't know how he did it. But
You are so high
You can't see me. That's why.
that you missed him literally picking up the hat and putting it on his head.
What's up, boys? I'm glad to be here. Happy New Year, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Can't wait to get drilled on these fucking questions because this is going to be terrible.
It's not questions, it's opinions.
Oh, you're going to love them.
And Ryan's gonna, I have a feeling Ryan's gonna one that's gonna be like, you're all wrong.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the gentleman who's trying to take over Chip's lead in divorces, Ryan Williams, is here.
Hi-yo. And can we please get back to Deetsy Houdini over there, please? Like we just brushed that under the rug right quick over his magic fucking skills with hats, right?
You sold him.
And now he has no pitcher.
Now he's out.
Look at
Watch him
that.
come back with another fucking hat on.
He probably is.
Deets, cut your camera and every time come back with a new hat, but not replace the hat, just keep adding hats on.
And
The
of
Mad
course,
Hatter. The Mad Hatter.
and of course, the man who exudes the mark in us all. Chip Willett is here with us.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to this, even though, according to Ryan, I'm totally wrong.
You're only wrong about your New Japan picks.
Oh, this is going to be a fun show. Strap in, boys. We're going to town.
Strap on.
Hey, didn't you miss the pegging conversation?
He was a part of the pegging conversation.
I just had to bring it into the actual podcast now. That's all.
Okay, that's fair. As always, we do the year-end awards, the shitties, the Famies, the whatever the hell you want to call them, the Sleazy and the Fat Man year-end awards. We have 13 categories. We had a couple of, before we do that, we have a couple of quick categories that not all of us did.
Go for it.
Breakout Star of the Year was one that Ryan had thrown out there. So let's do this as a dark match, if you will.
I did male and female as well. So, Ryan, you can take it away, though.
Christ.
Oh, I picked Roxanne Perez and Sami Zayn.
Roxanne Perez, actually, that's pretty goddamn good.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Roxanne Perez started the year as Ring of Honor World Champion, ended as NXT Champion.
Meh. You're right about that.
Didn't you say all your awards were going to be WWE?
They were.
Oh, we're now considering next.
Not me.
We
Now
have
considering it.
Always done that.
We've always considered NXT WWE.
And I never
Not
said all my
always.
awards.
Always.
I just said
Because
the
guess
right
what?
ones.
What logo is prominent during every NXT broadcast?
I'm
The
just going back to past
GC
shows.
WWE logo.
GC Dub.
You are going to get pegged even harder.
I'm going to peg you with a Lego penis.
Yes, he is.
He hopes you step on it.
Ridged for your pleasure.
Oh God.
Sleazy's trying to no sell it so hard. You can see it in his face. Shut up and swallow, Sleazy.
That's what I told your mother last night.
Oh.
Mom's dead.
He likes them cold and motionless.
And you know my mom's dead. That one almost hurt.
Almost.
I said that line live in the middle of a wrestling ring, and all the crowd went, "Should we boo the heel?" And I went, "Nah, fuck that." And I just doubled down on grilling Buddy so they remembered I was the heel again.
That's awesome. But no, there's nothing. I respect the pick. I respect the pick.
What about you?
So, my breakout male stars, the Acclaimed.
Okay.
Well played.
So the Acclaimed, my breakout female stars would essentially be the tag team of now just Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, Toxic Attraction.
I mean, you could have put all three of them together just because, like, she was around for most of the year anyways, Mandy Rose.
No. Mandy's been established though.
Well, then
So-
you can argue Sami Zayn's been established for Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, but I Sammy's going to come up a lot in me. So moving along.
Chip, did you do this?
Yeah. Roxanne Perez and Carmelo Hayes.
Ooh.
Mellow.
I agree with Mello.
I don't have one because I kind of rolled them into my underrateds.
My underrated were different, see?
Yeah, and,
Yep.
and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But if I were to quickly pick, Toxic Attraction would probably be my breakout stars out of all of them, honestly. But that's me, and that's women's wrestling for you.
And she left to do porn.
Well, not full on porn, but she's making porn money.
Definitely making porn money. What was the other one? I can't remember the other.
Breakout
There's
men
entrance.
and women.
You
Oh,
had
the
entrance of the year.
Oh, yes.
If you pick Nyla Rose, would that be right for both?
Oh God.
Ooh. And we're canceled on Twitch. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
My head hurts. I already
Like,
took
let's say
pills. I
Sonny
can't.
Kiss, like,
I already took pills. I can't take it anymore.
I mean, this we are dealing with our uncle on the show. It's fine.
You're like Canadian uncle that I always say I have, pretend I don't have. Well, he's real.
Well, and he comes and he enjoys life, and we enjoy him, and
We see him every 6 months.
yeah, and then he goes back into rehab.
might as well call me Buck Lesnar. Dan.
A
Um,
champion that shows up occasionally. Yeah, I guess you're right.
entrance of the year-
that's right. And sell views.
Entrance of the year is so obviously easy that I don't think anyone should have another option.
Stacey's like Undertaker.
No, that didn't happen this year. Otherwise, it would be. No, Cody Rhodes coming up at WrestleMania. better
That-
entrance?
yeah, I guess. Okay, I was going to go with Bray Wyatt, Extreme Rules.
That's a good one, but
Yeah, I guess you're right.
thought it was going to be as big as that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
What are we talking about again?
Your face.
Oh my God.
It was your category.
The breakout one.
That I remembered.
Entrance.
The
Great.
entrance wasn't me. The entrance was Chip, sir.
Oh,
Where's
what?
you?
No, it wasn't. Chip wanted to add the entrance. Nobody hated the idea, but I'm not taking Chip's idea. That was Chip's idea, not mine, sir.
It was so
Okay.
long ago, I don't even remember. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take it.
Cool. Let's go on.
I had somebody else in mind that wasn't Cody. Because I said Cody, and I was like, no, too obvious.
Entrance of the year, Pat McAfee for Mania. That still gives me chills.
So
Watch that.
McAfee's a good one. I am very pro WWE today. There,
Sick?
there, there,
Are
there
you
is
dying? What's wrong with you?
there is a
You
little
must be.
wrinkle of AEW. The one comes to mind, AFI CM Punk. So that was cool.
His first major
Yeah,
entrance.
the original theme. That was fucking cool.
Okay.
I like that entrance as a whole, not just Punk's side, but MJF hitting Punk's music first,
Yep.
then coming out and like it's set to stay. Like I remember watching that with the boys and going and started freaking out, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" I've been a Ring of Honor fan since the beginning, so I knew what that song was. There's people in the crowd that didn't know what that song was, and I'm sat on my chair going, "I fucking hate Punk," but that's the jam. Like that's history for wrestling if you know a lot about wrestling.
Yeah, that itched my fucking gonads like crazy.
So it gave you herpes?
Oh, it 1, 2, and 3.
Holy fuck, chlamydias.
I was doing the clap. Burns till it hits the clap. Oh yeah. Sorry, wrong movie.
I'm in. I think.
That's what she said.
Now into the full-on awards. We'll start this with probably the most obvious category. Faction of the year.
Everybody's going to say Bloodline, but Chip, he's going to say Bullet Club, and that was the year-end awards. I wonder if it's changed. Or the Meteor Awards.
Okay, on the count of 3, everyone say their pick. 1, 2, 3.
Bloodline.
United
Bloodline.
Empire.
Fuck you, Chip.
I knew it.
How did the United Empire be better than the Bullet Club in your eyes in the last 6 months? And you still didn't pick the reigning double world champion and the reigning double tag team champions in the largest fed in the world.
Wah, wah, wah.
I just want to piss you off. It's Bloodline, of course.
Chip, I'm writing these down for historical purposes, so don't do that again.
Just jab
Sorry.
him and just twist the knife a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh, he's throwing the mark in there real well.
Yeah, it's got to be the Bloodline. I mean,
does.
even ignoring the fact that you've had multiple double champions in the group, you even have a comic relief in the group in Sammy. You have a brand new star in the group in Solo. How do you not look at that and go, "There's nobody better"?
So the past couple of years, I have actually not liked the Bloodline at all. This year, I was all in from January on, and I've been all in since. I mean, and calling up with Sokoa in September, just fucking put that shit over the limit.
I think the biggest thing about it is that it's gotten more dynamic, because before Sam, the whole thing with Sammy, it was, look, it's 3 family members that are very good at wrestling. And that was the entirety of what the Bloodline was. Now it's,
and that's why it didn't catch my eye and didn't affect me.
Yeah. Well, now it's a lot more multi-dimensional. The characters are more fleshed out. There's a lot more nuance into it. I love the fact that you had Jay and Sammy playing off of each other. You had all this bits and pieces of this. How crazy is it when you have Sami Zayn getting cheered in becoming a part of the biggest heel faction, being accepted into the biggest heel faction? That's fucking batshit insane, and it's absolutely wonderful. And it's a great job of storytelling.
That's what happens when you feel oozy.
That's fair. Let's start with overrated. Let's get some
Male or female?
let's start with a fight. So let's start with most overrated male wrestler of the year.
Ooh, don't pick me first. Mm-mm.
I'll go first.
I'm gonna go with Fat Man.
It hasn't changed. It's 100% John Moxley. Everyone's giving him fucking yeoman's work, and he's had the same match for the past 12 months. Cool. Awesome. Cool.
I don't knock it.
Chip, do you agree with that?
I went Adam Page.
Wow.
Same here, and same with the Meteor Awards. Page is over fucking rated. Overrated. Should never have been world champion in AEW. But the only spot he should have been world champion is AEW, if that makes sense. But
So, Chip, your mid-year awards, you pick Theory.
I've become a Theory fan since he went the Ruthless Aggression way.
Okay.
Things change over the year. Deets.
Y'all are gonna hate me for this. most overrated male of 2022.
Don't do it.
And he barely was even on television.
Don't do it.
Oh, closer.
Miro.
Oh,
Huh? Yeah, okay.
good call.
That's actually hilarious because we all chose AEW superstars, but we all chose, with the exception of Chip and Ryan,
Different.
different ones. Because I chose Chris Jericho.
You son of a bitch.
Okay, so sleazy. Mid-year, you had Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
Still AEW.
Well, it's still going to be AEW because Brandon chose Eddie Kingston
Right.
for the mid-year. So I like doing these mid-year comparisons.
Eddie is now
I
won me
love
over.
it too.
I will always like Eddie, but here's my reasoning with Jericho. He hasn't really had a good match all year, and yet the TV execs are upset that this massive star is on the Ring of Honor show. That tells me everything you need to know about how
Undervalued.
insane and overvalued Chris Jericho is currently on the AEW roster. I'm sorry. He is a nostalgia pop at best now. He could barely get around in the ring, even against guys like Claudio, who's literally carrying him through the match.
So, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would he benefit, because he's kind of been wrestling straight for the solid part of 2 years, maybe a 6-month break?
Yep.
I would agree.
He needs to go back on tour with Fozzy.
I mean, he doesn't, at his age, taking a break may not be the best, but at the same time, he's coming out. It seems like he had 4 different gimmicks this year.
The Ocho,
The
Jericho
Ocho.
Appreciation Society,
Lionheart.
Lionheart, because he needed to capture.
Yeah, it just,
Rob.
I don't know. So
Did he do Painmaker this year?
Like he
He did Painmaker, yes.
yeah,
did
he's just
Painmaker.
going through all of his greatest hits now after bitching about WWE making him want to just do the list. So he's doing the things he bitched about before.
Yeah. It's insane.
but
I'm
now he
waiting
has
for him to bring it back.
now he has creative freedom to do it. Or like that matters, but okay.
Right. Okay, most overrated female wrestler of the year.
Britt
I-
Baker, and only because Thunder Rosa went away. Is it Britt Baker?
Wow, he's just rattling them off without even getting called on.
I can't even remember what I picked for my mid tier.
Would you
Can I
pick?
tell you?
Go ahead.
You picked Tony Storm.
She's not on this list, so let's put it that way.
She on your OnlyFans to look at 2020?
Not yes. She's
No.
not showing anything.
My
What was my
overrated,
overrated?
my overrated female for this year
Oh.
stays in AEW. Hi Conti.
Wow.
I
Stars
do
girl.
not like. Well, no, for me, I always consider the overrated for somebody who is essentially dangerous. That's how I've always kind of viewed everything. I've put Nia Jackson here in the past. The nose break on Ruby Soho was unjust. She was just being super reckless in the ring. Not a fan. Just overall, just piss poor year. I'm tired of seeing her make out with Sammy. Fucking do something instead of you being a fucking ring rat.
Imagine if she had to actually stay in the WWE system and learn how to walk.
She'd be top 5 right now. She could have been up there with big time people.
I've seen her work live in an NXT ring. She's good. It's just I don't know what happened there.
Fundamentals went to shit.
Yeah. That's what happens when you go back on the indies.
Don't
My
get bent over a fucking chair.
mine
Yeah.
is a more obvious pick, I guess. And it's not the same as my mid-year, I don't think. Rhonda. I mean, what the fuck happened? And thankfully it ended the year. How bad is it when I went Charlotte Flair? Okay, that worked. Chip, what do you think?
What was my mid-year, Fat Man?
You picked Bianca Belair.
Okay, well, I'm going to agree with someone for the second round in a row, and it's going to be sleazy because it's Ronda Rousey, hands down.
Nice.
And in fact, when I'm sitting there, me and Kim were watching SmackDown on Friday night, and I was like, "Really? She just won again?" And I heard Flair's new music. I'm like, "Oh, there's your new champion." She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "She's going to win that belt in under 5 minutes." And she's like, "How'd you know?" I was like, A, Charlotte came back. B, she had new music. And C, she's a face. There you go.
I mean, yeah.
She's like, okay, fair enough.
Sleazy, yours was Lacey Evans. Mine was for mid-year. Mine was Jade Cargill, but it's 100% Ronda Rousey. So Ryan's wrong. Yeah.
I'm not wrong, but I don't disagree with you guys picking Rousey because I think Britt Baker is highly overrated, and it would
That
have
was
been
my
Thunder Rosa
second.
had she not got the injury.
She's
Britt
top five.
Baker was my second.
She's absolutely top five.
This is exactly the reason why I wanted to do the top 3 things and do a point scale to see who would have got it to us overall outside of our personal picks, because I thought it would put a little bit of a spice into it.
Well, we can do it next time. I just didn't have time to do it at work today.
I think we could do that with our mid-year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey trash. I've been saying it every time we do a review of one of her matches. It seems like
yes, you have.
And even on the articles, it just seems like every time she gets into the ring or even near a ring, everybody around her just stops forgetting how to do their job. It's just insane how that happens. So
she's dangerous.
She needs to go to acting and just stay there.
Yeah, to Buck's point, she's dangerous. And dangerous usually equals overrated here, especially when you put through the title on her.
And isn't that what Brandon literally just said?
Yeah, absolutely.
He agreed.
Yeah.
I don't agree with your assessment of Baker though.
Oh, here
The
we go.
the only reason I put Britt Baker there is because Thunder Rosa was out for the rest of the year. Had Thunder Rosa stayed around with that mediocre title reign she had and having shit matches with everybody.
Yep, that's you would literally read my mind on that. So that's the only reason why Conti's even on my list, because Thunder shit ain't fucking active right now. But I also threw Miro under the bus, so that's literally a fucking moot point. So
Well, let's go a little bit more positive. Most underrated, we'll go with most underrated female wrestler of the year, and we'll get it over right now. It's Asuka. I don't even want to hear anybody else's.
You're wrong.
Mine's a controversial pick.
Oh, that's not shocking.
Mandy Rose.
Okay.
Regardless of her year-long title reign, everybody shit on Mandy Rose all year and did not get enough credit to Mandy Rose to actually put eyes, whether they be thirsty males or not, on a product that wasn't a lot of people that was watching for NXT and kept it interesting and kept storylines going. There was always something with Toxic Attraction. And I think that they never got enough credit for helping carry NXT during that 2.0 bullshit.
I think you're not wrong.
Mine's controversial also.
Okay.
And it's going to piss a lot of people off, and you're going to call me stupid.
Well, it's not Asuka, so obviously it's wrong.
I think it's Charlotte Flair.
Even with her gone for so long?
That's why I did it. Look at the SmackDown division, women's division, when she left. It went to shit. She comes back a couple nights ago, and yes, she wins the title for like the 10,000th time, but immediately gives credibility to the division. From the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania Backlash, that SmackDown Women's division was fire. Then she leaves and it turns to shit, and now she's back, and immediately it becomes something again. That's why I picked Charlotte Flair. Because she wasn't there. So the impact that she had or didn't have was felt even more. If she was
able to back it off.
If she was around all year, she might be overrated. But since she wasn't there, she boosted that division when she was there, and when she wasn't there, the division just went to crap. So
Okay. I mean, this is the reason why we back our choices up, because those are very, very good points there. Deets.
The Brandon Dietz has selected.
Oh, here we go. It's like the draft.
Come
He's on
on,
the clock.
Watson, just say your fucking pick.
Well, now y'all got me thinking differently. 'Cause
I know.
Oscar. It's
Stick-
Oscar.
Stick by your pick. Just stick
You're
by your
not
pick.
changing on the fly.
Stick by your
No.
pick.
I'm not. What I am thinking, and this is where I think I catch the most hell. I put Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
Okay.
So they see moderate time on television via NXT. They can put on a banger of a match, but there's nothing character driven to actually like me appreciate them more, minus their social network creativity.
Mhm.
So Caden Carter's super awesome about that. Like always comes up with ridiculous people pulling people in for like reels and stuff.
Mhm.
And you get to see a different side of her, which is great. But give me more of that actually on the actual show. Don't let me find out about a backstory while she has to do it her damn self. Write something in for the damn girl because she can put on a damn good match. And Chance and with Chance, she's probably one of the best athletes that's in the fucking company.
What's it tell you that she had a full-on gimmick change from her shoot name to this, and nobody really knew?
Because I still call her as Casey. I actually have it written in my phone, Casey Catanzaro. And then I realized, oh shit, it's Katana Chance.
Chip, close us out.
Who was my mid-year?
Ruby Soho.
Raquel Gonzalez.
Wow. So much changed over the
I-
last months.
Sleazy was the only one to keep his pick because he's a fucking mark.
Well, duh, obviously. Chip, why?
I still think Wendy Chu is also underrated for the range she has in characters, but I just don't think Mandy Rose got enough of love for what she did.
I don't think that. I mean, even though I haven't been writing the articles because I've been too damn busy with work and changing jobs and everything, but I've been watching the product, and I just don't think that she was a monster in NXT, and they're not giving her any. She just got nothing right now in the WWE, except for her match against Ronda. And that at best was okay, but I know she can do better. But they're not giving her the chance.
It's a fair assessment. Okay, folks. Time for my favorite award. The Cesaro
Cesaro
Award. Most underrated wrestler, male wrestler of the year.
My pick has not changed since the mid-year awards. Fat Man, would you read it out for me?
Let me find it on here. It is the entire Impact roster.
The same opinion. Same opinion. Impact has been putting out banger show after banger show, top to bottom. The cards have been solid, and nobody talks about Impact outside me and Fat Man.
Which is why my pick hasn't changed. Josh Alexander, world
About to
champ for
become the
Impact.
longest reigning TNA champion in the history of the company. Come tomorrow. Well,
Yes.
a couple of days ago. Depends on when.
Well, right. But it's, yeah, Josh Alexander's just been putting on 4-star plus matches the whole year. I honestly do not think I've seen a Josh Alexander match this year that was under 4 stars. I can honestly say that. His match with freaking Mike Bailey that went 60 minutes
On TV,
on
nonetheless.
TV was the best TV match of the year, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind about that.
And you're not wrong, by the way.
Absolutely. And it was a contender for one of my matches of the year. Absolutely fucking phenomenal. He's been on fire this year.
Not bad for a guy who thought he had to retire after he broke his neck.
Right.
What was that, 6 years ago? 7 years ago? I can't remember when that was.
4 or 5, I think. But yeah, Oh, I'm on
I just
the side.
remember him being upset about the fact he came back and didn't tell anyone because he was afraid that his whole I've retired and then he reversed it and came back was like, oh, I fucked with my own fans and I feel bad about it. Oh, dude, if you feel like you can come back, come back. We were sad to see you go because you retired because you got injured. It's not like we were like, oh, your smile left and
He lost his smile.
fuck
His
fuck
knee
all
hurt.
y'all.
His knee hurt, so he lost his smile.
Right. So, I'll do mine. Mine is not impact related, mainly because I figured Fatman and Brian would jump all over that. Mine's Chad Gable.
Do you know who you had for
Good. That's a
mid-year?
good one.
I do not.
You
don't-
had Kevin Owens.
I think for Kevin, this whole feud with the bloodline has helped that. Because he's
Oh no, Triple H taking over
well
helped
for
that.
what that too. But for fuck's sake, the man main evented the last show of the year with John Cena. So I mean,
The guy also main evented a WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
right. So
Yeah.
And you still put him as your underrated man wrestler of the year.
yeah, because outside of that, he had done nothing.
Yeah, just main event against the biggest star ever. But okay. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Done nothing.
At
Just
that
a career
point,
just a career defining moment, but that's okay.
point being, Chad
Chad
Gable
Gable. Yep.
is fucking
Shoot.
amazing, and he
Please,
gets
please.
no credit for it at all. Zero credit. He is the epitome of a jobber that does everything he can to get the guy that he's with over, and he gets no thanks for it
And he's been putting on some goddamn great matches too.
because he's fucking amazing in the ring, and he's got a catchphrase now. Chip.
Who was my mid-year?
Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, well, that's no longer the case. Francisco Akira.
Of course you would.
I just think that
Who?
he's a tag team with TJP.
I know.
I just think that all the spotlights on TJP in those matches, and Francisco is just like water in the ring. He is so good.
Is that our first New Japan award for the year? Like somebody
That
actually
is.
picked?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It took 4 full categories, but at least
that's
it came from Chip.
Well, that's the big 4 there now. Then we have WWE, we had an Impact, we got a New Japan, and we've had a AEW.
Fair categories. We're changing the most overrated to the AEW award. Jesus,
And the most underrated need to be changed from Cesaro to the Impact Award.
right?
Truth.
Deets, close us out on this one.
Batman, what was the mid-year?
Ricky Starks.
No, Ricky. They've been utilizing the fuck out of Ricky.
I was
Pretty
just going to say.
Pretty Ricky got. They've been watching the show because Pretty Ricky got the mic almost every night now.
And a world
How do
title
you not
shot.
give the Pebble? How do you not give the Pebble a mic every night?
Fair.
Fair. Underrated male, Buddy Matthews.
Nice pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buddy Matthews. He needs to get away from the House of Black. I liked it in the beginning, not anymore. So let the Horror King, Brody King, stay there. Let Julia Hart stay there. Let him do his own thing.
I think I think things fell apart when we had the whole are they leaving or are they not leaving kind of killed
Malachi kind of
killed the yeah. Let's take a quick break.
No.
We'll be back after this. And folks, we're back. While we're gone, Ryan is enjoying life.
Don't like them kids in that elbow.
God bless America.
Good thing I'm Canadian.
Speaking of obvious answers, let's go right to promotion of the year.
No, this is the WWE award.
The WWE award for promotion of the year.
Okay,
WWE.
on count of three.
Wait. There it is. Okay.
Oh,
No, I had to find because one of us didn't pick WWE or the mid-year awards because he's a fucking mark.
who is that? Could have been. On count of three. Promotion of the year. 1, 2, 3. WWE.
Impact Wrestling.
I heard what? I heard something wrestling.
Impact Wrestling.
Wow. Where the fuck did you go? Do you not remember 6 months ago calling that an unknown fucking promotion and shitting all over it? The being fat man? And now it's your promotion of the year, you fat fuck? I hope you step up.
Wait, Chip, did you say New Japan?
No, I did not.
He said the only outlier with deets.
Here's my reasoning.
I don't know what your reason.
I went down the rabbit hole finally. I'll be bloody obvious. I've never watched Josh Alexander until about a month ago. And thank you whoever did this on YouTube, but every single title match he's had this year on one reel. And dude's a fucking stud. Super stud. And I wish they had a better network deal. Because that kid is something fucking special.
Their
and it
roster.
kills me to say that.
Have we finally switched deets from an AEW mark to an Impact mark?
Absolutely
I'll take
fucking
the
not.
I mean, better wrestlers, better booking, better everything except maybe production.
Get tag team.
Why not?
Papa John's.
Why not? Why not switch? Okay.
Wow, you guys.
Well, Deets had AEW/WWE.
And
And then mid-year
Chip had New Japan, right?
because he's a fucking mark.
I love you, Chip.
That's second. That's the second
Don't worry.
promotion.
It's here. It's here. It's down in the jacket, but New Japan's, close to my heart. Special event or pay-per-view of the year?
Again, only one answer here.
No, there could be two. There could be two.
What would be
Where's
the
it
second one? What would be the second one then?
All right, everyone at the same time. 1, 2.
You have to say 3, asshole.
Oh,
And then
3.
follow with an ace and then say WrestleMania 38.
Clash at the Castle. Thank you very much.
Sleazy, I can't tell you how wrong you are.
That's okay. I'm gonna get shit on mine. That's cool.
I do have WrestleMania 38, but I specifically have Night 2.
You got to have both because they're the same event.
Well,
Which
then
is funny because your mid-year was Night 1, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, I like Night 2 better.
I'm putting WrestleMania 38.
Night 1 was WrestleMania. Night 2 was Sports Entertainment Mania. Both as a whole, that was the greatest WrestleMania as a whole there's ever been.
Until WrestleMania this year. Are we doing news and rumors?
No,
Not this show.
not this show.
Because this is already going to go long. Chip, did you also say WrestleMania?
Let me hold on.
I can't be the only one here that said Clash at the Castle.
So if I am not allowed to just pick
You
Night
are.
2,
You are.
okay.
No,
'Cause I
no,
would've
I'm
totally-
talking about Sleazy's the only one that picked Clash of the Castle because Chip is picking Royal Quest.
Yeah, I am.
It's like you had to check with the other voices in your head to be like, is that our pick? That's our pick. That's our pick.
Well, it was honestly, and it was all between NJ and JPW for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, WrestleMania was great, but if you look at Royal Quest 2, if you look at Wrestle Kingdom, and I know you're gonna shit on me for this, and I don't give a flying fuck. If you're looking for Forbidden Door, Those were
Oh,
three.
I had your back
Great.
until you said Forbidden Door was one of the best shows of the year, Chip. Had you? I supported your view, and I
So-
supported you wanting to.
Brandon picked WrestleMania night 1. Just night 1. Now he picks night 2. Ryan and I with the correct answer, which is WrestleMania 30 as a whole. Sleazy mid-year had WrestleMania Backlash because we were there and he's a mark. Chip had Forbidden Door, which was
And
also
Chip just got
wrong.
Forbidden Door in.
which was also wrong at the
Here's
time
the thing.
he said it.
I need to defend this because I feel like
Do it.
name
Do
a
it.
match on Clash
Do
of the
it.
Castle that was bad.
Let me look at the card.
I'll tell you the card. Madcap Moss and Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Alpha Academy. That was the dark match. The Damage Control versus Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. Banger fucking match. Gunther versus Sheamus.
Oh yeah.
Legit fucking match of the year contender. Even Liv Morgan versus Baszler was not bad.
No, that
There's
was
your
bad.
bad match.
There's your bad
Yeah.
match.
It was
There's
not
your bad
bad.
match.
Right,
No,
not
it
bad
was a
match.
bad match. It was a
not
bad
bad
match.
It was
Yes,
not a great match. It was not a bad match. Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day. That was great. Rollins Riddle. That was fucking great. Even Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. That was fucking great. That show was better than it ever needed to be.
That I will agree with.
And
But Dietz is
Trying to
the
land a
large
plane.
fat man with your hand up in the back.
No, we are also forgetting. We talked about this earlier. Another great epic entrance. Drew McIntyre, Broken Dreams.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That gave me a trouble. Broken Dreams is a witch theme.
yeah, that immediately that the 6 to midnight moment. I remember watching that at work because we're allowed to watch Peacock at work.
That must have been an awkward boner.
there were matches on WrestleMania. Now, granted, WrestleMania, 2-night affair. It's hard to disagree with how big of a spectacle WrestleMania is because A, it's 2 nights. B, they throw every single bit of talent at it, but there were stinkers on WrestleMania. I can't find one on here. I legitimately can't find one on here.
Morgan
And if you
Baszler.
weren't a
He
women's
literally
wrestling
told you.
enthusiast,
What's that?
I said, and if you weren't a women's wrestling enthusiast,
Maybe one.
There's still a stinker on it. Voyard. So
That means less than 12% of the show was terrible, even in your opinion.
you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're wrong. All right, next award.
We're gonna go for feud of the year. Feud of the year, obviously, it could be man versus man, women versus women, tag team versus tag team, person versus company. One year we had fans versus company. or-
I had Kenny Omega versus Selling
Yeah,
1 year.
So,
So
this is usually our most whimsical category.
mine has changed since the half year awards.
I can't even remember what I put happy.
I had Fat Man send them to me just so I could see how much of a change there was.
So let's do the half year awards first. I did Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Sleazy did Impact versus Smarks because I'm a Smarky award winner. Brandon did the Bloodline versus everyone. Ryan and Chip had the same one, which was CM Punk versus MJF.
I believe that's changed for everyone.
Yeah.
It's changed for me.
I have, and you're gonna hate me for this, but I have 2. I could not choose between 2 of them.
I also have a clear winner and somebody that gets special mention.
Okay, let's start with Chip.
Okay, 1 Roman Reigns versus the WWE. Everybody. And this second one is it's been fought, it's been promoted on social media more than it has on TV. But Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega started out at Forbidden Door right before Forbidden Door and went through social media and on Twitter and then is now coming to fruition tomorrow morning.
Can I tell you how much of a fucking mark you are?
But I don't want to cut you off. But did you see that fucking promo that the Billy Goat fucking did?
I'm going to watch it tonight. Before
Really fucking good.
I'm going to watch all the interviews right when we're done this show. Actually,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. The interview was great. The promo was great. The match doesn't happen until this year.
I know, but you said feud. You said feud.
You got to base it off of. In my opinion, you got to base it off of the shit that's actually happened.
Someone's TV's on in the background.
I think it's Ryan. Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn it, Buck.
Here's the thing. Yeah, it's a feud. I don't think it's worthy of feud of the year, especially when there are a bunch of different feuds here that did more. One of the big ones was my pick, which was Briscoes versus FTR.
Okay.
I mean,
I cannot fault that. It was not mine.
FTR versus Briscoes was my special mention because they had 3 banger fucking matches in a fed that has no promotion, but it had so many eyes watching it, and everybody was so intrigued by every part of that aspect of that trilogy.
Yep, I cannot. Yeah, I cannot fault that. Mine was Edge/Ray versus the Judgment Day. Edge or Ray versus the Judgment Day.
And I absolutely respect that because they're still doing great work with that.
Yep.
I will tell you, the Christmas episode of Dominic and Rhea showing up at Ray's house. Mwah,
Mommy,
gold.
get Finn, get Priest. I won't last in jail. I cried.
And now he's a hardened man. He's got the teardrop under his eye now.
Fucking hilarious. I love it.
Him getting arrested and going, no, my mom hit mommy. That was a real statement that came out of your mouth then.
Fucking hilarious.
My answer, by the way, was Bloodline versus everyone, just so.
You and Chet, basically. Deets.
Oh, God.
Don't do it to me.
So, I legitimately have 4.
Wow.
4, but 2 are like legit, 2 are like out there, and I'll explain. So I agree with Sleazy. I had FDR Briscoes. So to me, awesome matches, great story. The other one, and this is essentially the highlight of my material, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
Was that your feud in the year?
Oh, yes.
Of the year.
For only 3 months? Wow.
Oh, yes. I mean, it went a quarter of a pay-per-view or a quarter of a league of the year. I'll take it. The build-up, the payoff, worth it. My 2 offshoots are a little bit differently because essentially they've never happened inside of a ring. And that is Vince McMahon versus the entire WWE roster. Because rumor has it Vinnie Mac might have been trying to get back, and WWE said no. And then Mandy Rose versus Porn.
I want to say Mandy Rose versus Porn. They're kind of working together.
No.
It's a tag team feud.
Cool.
Mandy Rose and Porn versus WWE Mattel.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah. There we go.
I love them. I love all those picks, honestly.
So funny thing actually is we all had serious ones instead of shit ones. So
right? What the hell happened here? Supposed to be. I just did a whole thing on how it's whimsical, and then we all come up with fucking banger fucking feuds. What the fuck? Tag team of the year.
this is where we're gonna, I want to say fight.
Oh,
There's 2 options, and
There
only
really
2 options.
There is one option, and there is a second option that you can be like, I guess, but there's one option.
Say the Usos.
The Usos.
No.
Outside of FTR, who is a close
No!
second.
He's gonna say the fucking Acclaimed.
No.
Okay, now
What?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
am I.
am too, actually.
By the way, it's FTR for me.
It's not the only reason FTR is wrong is just because they held 3 tag team titles. They were basically a dead Fed, a Fed they never went to, and Japan.
3 very large promotions. I don't
I
care
look
if you don't like the fact that AAA isn't on your TV every week.
But
And-
that's a Fed they never went to. That wasn't the dead Fed. The Ring of Honor one was the dead Fed, and we are all Ring of Honor fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ring of Honor was the dead Fed title to hold. The AAA
The
ones were
3
just-
matches they had in Ring of Honor are match of the year contenders.
Yeah.
Okay. The Japan matches they had with Aussie Open were
Match of the year
bangers.
contenders.
And I didn't see any matches from AAA. So FTR is mine because they did it on 3 fucking continents.
Yeah.
Well, 2 continents.
Man,
Three
the
different
Usos are wrestling on different continents, and they held 2 separate tag titles. Basically, the 2 main biggest tag titles in the business.
Wait, who the Usos ever beat?
Everybody
What, Dawkins and Montez
Currently-
Ford 15 times?
currently the longest reigning tag team champions because of beating the New Day, the former ones, RK Bro, every combination. And what's funny is, if WrestleMania 38 had to happen the way it was supposed to happen, they were losing the belts to Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
That is true, yeah.
Chip, say FTR.
FTR.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued with Brandon. He's going to say the Young Bucks.
Nope.
He's going to say Death Triangle.
No.
He's going to say
Aussie Open?
The only team that wrestled the least and put out the most 5-star bangers.
Briscoes.
Thank you.
Even though I'm going to get shit, none of those matches were 5 stars, but okay.
Them boys, even though they didn't wrestle as much as they did normally,
Well, to be fair,
every single fucking match.
though, they were, you just didn't see it
Mm-hmm.
because they were
Here's-
mainstays at GCW.
Here's the half year awards. I did FTR, Sleazy did FTR, Brandon did FTR, Chip did FTR, Ryan went FTR and the Usos.
So he decided to lean in on
No,
the
no, and even back then it was the Usos, but I understand the appeal of FTR. Like this one, the Usos are the right answer. I can understand how somebody would say FTR.
First of all, I want to give a quick shout out to Aussie Open because they were also having bangers all year, and nobody really talked
Mhm.
about them. The other notable thing here,
That was my second tag of the year was Aussie Open.
I want to point out that other than the fact that Fat Man just randomly threw their name out there, not a single one of us said the Young Bucks this year, and didn't
The
even.
Young Bucks didn't do fuck all.
And that's kind of my point, is that this is a tag team that was always in the conversation every year for a decade nearly. They're always in there. But now it's like, let's be honest here, the best of 7 matches aren't great.
God, no, they're horrible. So I had to
But yeah.
backtrack on something.
What's that?
I only watched it once, but I have I will replace Forbidden Door in my special event of the year. I totally forgot about the last night pool of G1 Climax, but I totally want to replace Forbidden Door with the last night of pool matches from G1 Climax. They were just they were outstanding. But of course, you don't watch all 32 days of G1 Climax because that seems like how long there is.
Why not?
Because I tried, it didn't work. But so anyway, I was going through my matches of the year in my head, and I totally forgot about one, and it totally sent me into a wormhole. So anyway, continue. My bad.
Female Wrestler of the Year. Now we're getting into the big awards here.
Female wrestler.
Female Wrestler of the Year
I gotta go to this
for
page.
the female wrestler who is the female wrestler of the year.
Which
I'm a
means I
good
gotta
presenter.
go
Don't.
to this
Deets,
page.
Deets, I know you want to say one of my favorite ladies. Tell me.
No. I no. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, it's Bianca Belair.
Without a doubt, it's Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair's fucking ruled this year. And also seeing her live, it's a big lady.
Oh yeah.
That's a big lady.
I will throw my 2 cents in, and also I had Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair has been on a run since she's hit the main roster, but from Mania to now, you just couldn't touch her.
Shit.
She put a banger on at the house show I went to with Becky. Like
put on
she
a
got
nasty
the
year with Becky too. Spoiler alert.
They had that fucking crowd going, and they were the fucking opening match.
Shit.
Continue.
Shit.
So I want to say Bianca Belair,
You guys.
but I'm not going to. I am sticking with WWE though. I'm going with Alexa Bliss.
Get off my Kool-Aid, motherfucker.
I just like I loved her character when she was dark, and then she
That's another gimmick of mine.
went away, came back as different and as a member of with Bianca Belair and Asuka. And then lately she's going back to the dark, and I just like it. I've never honestly 100% been into Alexa Bliss, but I just think she's doing some really good wrestling this year.
And that's going to
But
stop
yes-
right now.
Oh, fuck you, asshole. And yeah, Bianca Belair has had a great year. Don't get me wrong. And she does have the title, which is probably why y'all gave her Wrestler of the Year. But non-title wise, Wrestler of the Year is Alexa Bliss, in my eyes.
All right, Sleazy, say Mayu and Tommy.
Oh,
Mayu Iwatani, of course it is. She
Who?
Stardom.
had a huge long run
Who?
with the SWA Undisputed World Women's Championship. She vacated the title to enter the IWGP Women's Tournament.
How'd
And
that go
lost in
for
the
her?
finals to Kyrie. Every single match she's been in this year has been nothing but bangers.
Is this the lady that did like the cartwheel, like crazy finisher that I saw? Maybe not.
No.
Now
Carry
all
on.
women look the
That's somebody
same
different.
deeds.
And
That's
also,
sexist.
how racist are you?
Oh, I didn't even think about all Japanese women look the same. You brought race into it, Sleazy. I just brought sex into it.
I'm bringing them both, motherfucker.
I know you bought some Japanese ladies in your time.
I will concede the fact that while I'm not a huge fan of Bianca, I respect her as a performer and I respect the year she's had.
She's a firecracker.
I just believe that Mayu is absolutely top notch in terms of what she's doing in the ring. And I will be shocked if she's not signed to most likely WWE, but possibly AEW by the end of 2023.
Just FYI, it would have been Mandy Rose if Mandy Rose was still on the active roster.
You could have still picked Mandy Rose.
Good,
Nope.
because she was there most of the year.
Nope.
Yeah, she
Nope.
was.
Got
Nope.
fired 2 weeks before the end.
Nope.
Okay, so our mid-year awards is I had Becky Lynch, Sleazy had Mayu Igatami,
Shocker.
Brandon and Chip both had Britt Baker, and Ryan had Bianca Belair.
Here's the thing, though. I just
Fuck, Chip, Wrestle Kingdom starts at fucking 1:20 in the morning?
Yep.
Fuck.
So I was close about midnight.
Yeah, you were. Shit. I'm
So
off tomorrow. Fuck it. I don't care.
I do want to say, I want to do a quick bit here because I feel like that we need to really, truly look at all the women's wrestling that happened this year and truly give thanks to that because
Oh, it was great.
Joe, how fucking cool Paige fucking wrestled this year?
right. But she's not even the only one. If you look at all the women in Stardom, they're all having banger matches. All the women in NXT, great fucking talent there. Raw division, along with Bianca, Bailey, Asuka, Alexa, Io, all the,
Dakota Kai.
Becky. Right? Oh, yeah.
Becky, all these women on this roster, even though she hasn't been there that long because she just came back, Charlotte.
Mommy. Don't forget about Mommy.
Yes, Rhea Ripley. And then you take a look at fucking Impact with Jordan Grace, covering an entire division of women that's also amazing too.
Mickey James, fucking Deanna Purrazzo's been there. Chelsea Green was there. Like, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And we do shit on the AEW women's roster, but there's a bunch of people there that have been.
There's a bunch of talent there. Now, whether them people use that talent.
Right. You can argue Jade Cargill, Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker. I know not everyone likes that pick, but so be it. Thunder Rosa. Not everyone likes that pick, but so be it. Tony Storm. Not everyone likes that pick either, but it's there. But the Jamie Hayter. There's a lot of talent that have been given a platform to shine that even a couple years ago, 3-4 years ago, before the pandemic, they weren't getting that. And we were getting closer to that, but we weren't really seeing the final, like, true piece of the puzzle. And this year has gotten closer and closer to showing that. And I think the IWGP Women's Championship is a perfect reminder that we still have a little way to go, but we've gone so far this year. That's all I want. Okay, male wrestler of the year.
Reigns. I'm not even pretending like it's not fucking Roman Reigns.
It's not.
Roman Reigns.
It's not.
It's Roman Reigns.
Chip?
Will Ospreay.
He's on my side.
Oh, God damn it.
The fat men agree.
Prove it,
Well,
motherfucker.
here's the funny thing. I mean, I was all into how he came back from injury and was champion, but man, this guy has put on nothing but 4.5 and up star matches all year long. With minus, I think there was one that I gave it 3.5, but other than that,
So
everything.
I'd like to retort.
Okay.
So the last time I was on the show, there was a certain somebody on the show that said this photo is the most iconic thing that will happen in 2022.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns made fucking Logan Paul relevant.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be on a pedestal on its own. Nobody could have pulled that off better
Really,
than
because the
Roman.
Miz did at SummerSlam. Lawyered.
He did too. Yeah,
Miz carried him though.
he did. And
Roman carried Paul. What,
Roman carried Paul as well. Yeah.
so what you said that no
I
one
get-
could.
no,
Miz
I
did
get
it.
what he's saying because
Did
they
it 3
carried him
months
differently.
later. Not just
Did
like
it-
3 years before, and it was just nobody cared. No, it was 3 months away. 4 months
I
away.
know, but what is the logic behind that is Miz carried Logan Paul, yes. Roman Reigns carried Logan Paul that even the crowd, regardless you want to say, for a second, believed the Lunky Punch was real. There wasn't a question on if Logan Paul was going to beat The Miz or not. Like, it didn't matter as much as everybody was like, Logan Paul's not beating Roman Reigns. And
got-
they were right.
He
For that-
got everybody to suspend the belief. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's fucking wrestling.
Sleazy,
That's the
yours-
shit that I fucking go in for.
Sleazy, yours was Will Ospreay, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're both wrong. I said it before. The guy's had nothing but 4-star matches plus every week. It's Josh Alexander.
I put him over enough.
It's Josh Alexander. Like Roman, those were the 3 that you had to choose from, to be, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't think,
100% agree with that.
as I say, you're all wrong. You're not, because Roman Reigns, longest reigning champion, freaking, he's not there every week though, which shouldn't discount it because
no.
it just makes him better.
Here, I need to put the numbers in play here. Roman has had 11 televised matches this year, 7 of which were singles matches. Okay.
And wasn't it like
Cena
recently
Jackson?
his match? Did that Cena match was the first one in 6 months on SmackDown?
I think
I
so.
believe. Yeah.
It might have been. Yeah. But is he an attraction? Yes. Is he wrestler of the year? Not even close. Because if you want to put a wrestler in the year contender in there with the same amount of matches, it would be Brock
You got to
Lesnar.
wrestle.
Because, well, the thing is, Brock Lesnar has had 7 televised matches as a solo competitor. So if you look at it from numbers perspective, Will Ospreay's had more matches than Roman. If you include dark matches, if you include house show matches,
Roman blows him out of the water.
no.
Roman does not work house shows.
Roman
Well, he
worked a
did.
lot of house shows at the
No,
beginning of the year.
I have the numbers here. Will Ospreay's worked 73 matches this year. Roman's
Holy
worked
fuck.
only 51. If you include every single match he's worked, including dark matches, including house show matches. Will Ospreay has had a better win rate than Roman has had. Will has had 78.1% of his matches he's won. Roman's only won 70.6. Both guys have held two major different titles this year. Both of them
Okay.
had
So what major
legendary,
title did Ospreay hold?
the Rev Pro Undisputed British Championship that he's held for longer than Roman Reigns has had.
Exactly.
855 days to date versus currently Rev Pro title 919 days.
So what main title did he hold again?
The Undisputed British Championship. The Rev Pro
So what main title did he hold again?
the doesn't matter. I don't
It
give a
does
shit.
matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter because you're going to sit here and say here.
No. Fat Man has a better chance with Josh Alexander as Impact World Champion. It is a more known world title than the Rev Pro British bullshit. Because the only reason it's on Ospreay because there's only like 7 British wrestlers they got now.
The entire continent recognizes that as a world championship, and so does fucking. I can't believe I'm throwing this name in there. So does fucking Dave Meltzer.
Wow.
Wow,
That's your credibility.
He goes to Meltzer, the guy we make fun of every single show.
Absolutely.
Nay, no, too far. If he
The
had
point I'm trying to make here, though, is a very valid one, is that had he wrestled more this year, especially on TV, you could make a very good argument for Roman Reigns being Wrestler of the Year. I don't think so because he hasn't wrestled enough and he hasn't won enough.
365 day champion, 365 days in 2022 is Universal Champion, and what, like 200 or 300, 280 days as WWE Champion, the 2 biggest belts in the history of wrestling. I don't give a fuck who you are.
The Universal Championship's been
yeah.
around for 5 years.
I was gonna say
and
It ain't the
immediately went to a
biggest
world title
championship.
status, and
No,
has been given
no.
credibility.
You're not going to sit here and say the Universal title that's been around for 5 years is more important than the IWGP Championship. Even
And
if
if Ospreay held the
fucking-
IWGP Championship, we wouldn't be having this discussion. But Ospreay didn't hold the belt; that wasn't the British title. If
Not
he was
this year.
IWGP World Champion,
he's got
he
the
has the
US
US
Championship,
title.
and he's going to fucking main event Wrestle Kingdom.
so why don't we pick Austin Theory holding a mid-card fucking title as wrestler of the chair because he was 2-time US champion?
Because he didn't hold a title for 919 days.
I don't understand how the 600
also
days before
Didn't win
included
as
into the
much.
365 this year.
He didn't win as much.
so. The win rate shouldn't matter.
Why not? If we're going to go by numbers, let's do numbers. I've shown you every single number where Will Ospreay is better than Roman Reigns. I can't even prove that he's better than Josh Alexander, but I can prove that he's better than Roman Reigns.
No, you can't because the title reign is invalid. If you're only talking about 2022 like we are, Reigns held 1 world title for 365 days, held a 2nd world title for 280 days, simultaneously unifying the 2 world titles.
Okay.
He had 11 matches defending either one or
Hold
both.
up. One second. The thing here is Wrestler of the Year. It means you have to wrestle throughout the year. In that case, 73 matches. And I'm sure Josh Alexander had more than that.
It doesn't.
What matters then? What
Here.
what metric are we going to go by then? There's the thing.
You know my metric.
Well, if you know the metric,
You know my metric
yeah,
is match quality,
okay,
and that's Josh Alexander.
Okay,
That's
but
Josh
we're not.
Alexander.
because
Yeah,
his
we-
floor
you-
is better. Because
you
his floor is better than the other 2, right?
What was that?
Because his floor of matches is better.
What do you mean floor?
Will Ospreay's had better matches than Josh Alexander, but he's had worse matches than Josh Alexander.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
I don't think Will
Every
Ospreay's had a
single-
better match than Josh Alexander this year.
Whoa.
Okay,
holy
now you're
fuck.
fucking
Oh,
delusional.
okay.
You're
I
fucking
don't
delusional. What the fuck is wrong?
name
with
one.
that?
Name one.
I can't because it might.
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Name one. You're not naming
I
one.
can name 3 right now.
You're gonna name
Orange
one with
Cassidy's gonna
fucking
pitch you
Orange
up with more.
Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay
Nope.
better than.
Was it Josh Alexander? Was it better than Josh Alexander versus Mike Bailey?
I didn't say that.
Was it better than Josh Alexander versus Kazarian?
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You didn't even watch either of them.
Yes, I did. I watched a ton of Josh Alexander matches for match of the year. And they were all
They were not
great.
better.
They were all great.
They were not better.
And
Will
both-
Ospreay's match with Orange Cassidy was not better than those two matches.
Oh my God, no! Great match. Did not good. Wasn't better than Josh Alexander versus Eric Young. Wasn't better than Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards. Wasn't better like.
my point of you missed my point anyway. But
My point is match quality, and that's Josh. But you two are fighting over wins and
Yeah, because I'm going towards Ryan's usual metric, which is wins that matter.
which is Roman Reigns.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. He hasn't won as much as Will Ospreay has.
Again,
Wins that matter is what you literally just said.
No,
You literally said wins that
wins and losses
matter.
that matter.
You
Like
said
the-
wins
the
that
win.
matter doesn't mean I can win 4 matches out of the year, but they're the most 4 important matches. It doesn't matter then.
I didn't say it that way.
You literally said
I
it
said
wins that
the number of
matter,
wins that matter.
which is Roman Reigns.
No, he didn't have as many matches and he didn't win as much.
So what you're saying is, okay, I think I know what you're saying, but you're wording it wrong.
How much? I speak
You're
English.
saying-
You
you're
don't speak
saying-
English.
You're the one saying wins in wins that matter. But I think you're saying
Number of wins.
number of yes. You didn't
Yeah.
say number. You
The
say
win
win.
rate.
You said wins that matter. I'm like, that's Roman Reigns.
It's the
I'll play the
wins
dumb
that
game
matter.
here. I'll play the. How many times has Ospreay lost this year? Was it
You
more
have to
than
do the
once?
math.
Was it more than once? Reigns only lost once this year.
No, that's not true.
He's lost
a
tags.
bunch of times.
Now, did Reigns
TV.
lose?
Here we
Did
go.
Reigns
this is what I'm saying.
lose? Or did his tag team lose?
This is,
At
what
house
I'm,
shows.
this is what I'm saying. And
All
all I
right.
can think of on TV, Reigns lost twice on TV that I can think of this year. Once was a DQ to Rollins at the Rumble. The other was SmackDown, the end of the year. And he didn't get pinned in the tag match.
I'm just telling you numbers. Loss
I
is
just
loss.
gave you a glaring number.
The glaring number is 70.6%.
The glaring number is more world titles. Reigns 2, Ospreay 0.
I've shown my case. All you keep saying is he's a champion of a belt that's been around for 5 years.
Oh, yeah, the other belt that's been around for 60 years we'll conveniently ignore here. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only held that
That's
for
60
80
years
days.
old. Yeah.
I love you all.
No one's ever. The funny part is I've not addressed the fact that the other belt that Osprey's held has been just as short of a reign too. It's only been around for a few years as well. Here's my question: how does Josh hold up against these two?
I think Josh is second. Josh is my wrestler of the year,
Here's your bronze, sir.
but Josh is my wrestler of the year. But if you're comparing everything, Roman's is 1, Josh is 2, Osprey's 3.
Wow.
I have
But
Ospreay, Josh, and Roman.
But but match quality, no one beats Josh Alexander. Nobody.
And this is why I love this show. And this award exemplifies how hard this fucking, just doing these types of shows are for us, because we spent so much time trying to figure this stuff out. We have different metrics, different thought processes, different ideas of what makes a wrestler. And for each of us, it's different. And I could sit here and blow my fucking asshole out talking about how great Will Ospreay is, but Roman's just legitimate as pick. Josh is just as legitimate as pick, as is Will. And I think that's what makes professional wrestling so great, because we come to these matches and we come to these thought processes differently because of our own thought process and our own backstories. And I think that's what makes this so great. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be an all-out free-for-all match of the year. Holy shit, stick with us. And we're back, folks. So we've got 2 awards left. We've got match of the year. Match of the year for men's, match of the year for the women's. Let's start with I think we need to end on the women's one only because
What? Really?
it was an historic year for women's matches. But I also think we're not going to fight as much.
But the women's match of the year,
Yeah.
everybody has the same answer but sleazy, because I feel like it's the same answer from the mid-year awards, which was everybody with the same answer but sleazy.
Oh, no. Dietz is shaking his head.
I don't even remember what the fuck I did in the mid-year.
I can
You
tell
did.
you, everybody basically picked Belair and Becky for Mania.
No.
No?
Dietz put Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho from Double or Nothing.
I fucking hate you all over again.
Well, let's do it then. Mine didn't change.
Is that
AZM
anything-
versus Starlight Kid. That was yours.
I will never question Sleazy's pick for female wrestler of the year. A, being that he's usually the women's wrestling enthusiast, and he watches it. And I've heard all the lore about the Japanese wrestling. So you're only respectfully wrong, not ignorantly wrong. Because Belair and Becky was still the match of the year.
So essentially, you're the one that's ignorantly wrong. I mean, I also have Belair and Becky from Mania,
Fucking
but
idiot.
you
Fucking
can't.
idiot.
You're like, I didn't watch it, but you're ignorantly wrong. But you didn't watch it either. Therefore,
I will
you're-
admit Becky and Belair had a bigger stage, for sure. But in terms of match quality, I thought that was better, But
Chip.
I'm gonna get shit on for this, and I don't care. Becky and Belair at SummerSlam.
Okay.
I thought it was a great.
Wait. You're talking about the 30-minute, or like the 30-second get-up kill?
That was last
What?
year.
That was last
Like-
year.
Okay.
Like technically 2 years ago.
I was at SummerSlam in Nashville, and I thought it was a great match.
Now, I'll ask Chip, are you clouded by the judgment of that match? Because all I remember about that match, not that it was good or bad, was it was okay, and everything was overshadowed by the 3 returns at the end of the match.
I watched it when I got home from Nashville, and I thought it was a great match.
Okay. Brandon.
So I am in agreement with everyone. It is
Cool.
Bianca.
Except
Yeah.
Sleazy.
Yeah, except Sleazy. But I did have one that I did want to mention. Because I watched it probably at least 5 times, which is a super lot for me when it comes to women's wrestling, because I'm not the biggest enthusiast. Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida.
That was a great.
That was a
match.
fucking banger.
I've watched the same porn 5 times too, just to see what the rest of the storyline is. There's no fucking difference.
Oh my god!
I mean, you could find like a new crease or something. Besides,
No,
the point.
man, I need to know how Riley Reid sold that house after. If I bust my nut early, I still got to find out how it went down.
I just
I
want to
don't
know if she
think
got
they
like
ever
30% off.
I don't think they ever show that part though.
I just
What?
want to see the paperwork, okay? I just
That-
want, if it's signed and come, I don't care. Just show me the paperwork at the end of the porn that she actually sold the house.
But yeah, back to Haters versus Shida. Like it was a super good match that I really wasn't expecting much. Because Shida gets all these like little one-offs on TV and gets a random title shot every once in a blue moon. But they fucking threw the fuck down. And that was straight up Joshi like all Japan throwback. That shit was fun. I appreciated the fuck out of that.
I agree. It was a great match.
All right.
Let the battle begin.
Let the
You
battle
know what? I will say before we start this category,
I need to hear everybody's mid tier.
there is no wrong answer. There were so many great matches this year that you could pick probably 7 to 10 of them and be like, okay, that there's nothing wrong with that.
I'll
I
be
had
fucking
three.
sh-
I had 3 I could not choose between.
So Mine was Josh Alexander versus Eric Young from Slammiversary. Sleazy was, because he's a mark, Okada versus Ospreay from Wrestle Kingdom.
So good.
Brandon's, yours was FTR versus the Briscoes. So was Chip's. Ryan had 2, which was FTR and the Briscoes versus Rollins and I put Rollins versus Rollins. I don't know why. Rollins
That's
versus Rose from Hell in the Cell. Those were the mid-year. So now let's see who fucked it up.
Okay, so before we continue, I just wanted to, because we need to say fuck Dave Meltzer one more time at least. Meltz decided that
Oh, your good old buddy Melts. That's how you.
Oh, that's
You're a nickname basic.
melts.
we
And my boy Melts over there. Look at him
Hey.
5-starring the fuck out of this shit.
hey, we pay him enough money for him to mention us now. 21 matches this year. He rated 5 stars or above.
What the fuck?
4 matches were 5.5 or above. Unfortunately, not a single one was Fat Man's match of the year, or mid-year.
Of course not, because he doesn't watch Impact.
Exactly.
He barely watched Impact when Omega was there.
I think he didn't watch it when Omega was there. I think he heard somebody watch it and he said, yeah, I'll rate it that way. But yeah, this was the most physical number of matches that he's rated 5 stars or above since 2017. And it's the second most he's ever done in the course of a year.
So why don't we go through our awards? And I kind of want to hear the 21.
Yeah, I'll post it because
Okay.
it's a lot. Okay, Chip, give us your honorable mentions, give us your rationale, and then give us your top.
Okay. Honorable mention is gonna be Cody and Seth from Hell in a Cell with the broken pec and all that. That was just insane. And it was a banger of a match. Number 2 is the last night of pool play at G1 Climax, which was Shingo Takagi versus Will Ospreay. And number 1
I know.
is
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
FTR versus Aussie Open.
Nothing. I just think that was one of the best matches I have ever seen. It was yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Ryan.
Oh, my picks haven't changed. The first FTR and Briscoes match and Cody versus Rollins inside the Hell in a Cell, I couldn't pick. They were both classic matches. I want to give an absolute honorable shout out to Knoxville versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania because regardless, wrestling, sports entertainment, it doesn't matter. That match was the epitome of proper execution on sports entertainment.
Deets.
So we have Rollins and Rhodes, Hell in the Cell, of course. So that had to be put on there. I haven't mentioned Cody once. You're welcome. I do have an honorable mention. It is in AEW. But if my mind is hitting me, I think I'm in the wrong year.
Say it.
MJF CM Punk dog collar. That was this year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sure.
Yeah. So that deserves its own little pop.
I totally forgot about it. That was a great match too.
Yeah. But my ultimate number 1 has already been mentioned. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. Oh, and one other. No, there is another one. War Games this year.
The men's war games.
Yeah, men's War Games like that.
So which are you picking?
Oh,
So, I'm picking all of them, but if I'm picking my number 1, it's still Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
what a match. What
So
a match.
you cannot get any better entertainment. Wingman body slamming the entire crowd, losing its shit. The fucking gigantic hand coming out of nowhere, just getting absolutely obliterated.
I love that skit in Jackass.
It's so dumb yet so great. And then there's also little intricacies with Sammy going on too. like his ability to sell everything. And it literally just started Sami Zayn down this path of what we have right now. That's what I fucking love.
Good point.
Honorary oops.
So I had a top 7.
What
Oh.
the fuck?
I had a top fucking 7. 2 of which were already said. Aussie Open, FTR, and Cody versus Seth inside Hell in a Cell. Fucking imagine. The other was Gunther versus Sheamus. No one said that. Fucking banger match. Obviously, insane.
If we had done top 5, that would have been my 5th.
Right? And then here we go. Ospreay versus Okada, Wrestle Kingdom. Ospreay versus Okada, G1 Climax. Ospreay versus Tagagi, G1 Climax. Briscoes versus FTR Final Battle, double dog collar match. And here's the reality.
The ref bladed that match was so intense.
Right? There's so many great matches here. And I that's my top 7. And I guarantee you there's many, many more that would have filled out that list. That was how far I had to narrow it down. I got it down to 7. I feel lucky that I was able to narrow it down to 7. But I want to point out, for the most part of my list, they all have to. I have to bring out the common denominator on all of them. They all feature,
Japanese.
well, they all feature either my wrestler of the year or my tag team of the year.
Good point.
And if you look at where I'm about to go, this shouldn't shock you. Either I'm going to do a 30-minute classic, or I'm going to do a 20-minute violent, wonderful, death matchy, but not too death matchy.
He said death matchy.
I gotta give it to a double dog collar match. I have to. It was more fun for me to watch that while still being at a high quality than either of the 2 Ospreay or Okada matches. And I love those too. I love those, but I just got more bang for my buck. With all apologies to Young Bucks, out of the FTR Briscoes match. And maybe in another month it could change because I wasn't in the mood. But that's the thing, is that it depended on my mood on what I was going to pick. Fat Man.
Out of all the people I thought they were going to fuck up, you were the last one I thought was going to fuck up.
Yeah, you thought the first 2 were better. Yeah, I know.
They were. That was we talked about this the Final Battle. I thought that was the worst one.
Yeah, I know.
But it was still a match of the year candidate. So was their first 2. So was the Cody Rhodes match at Mania. So was the Cody Rhodes match with Rollins at WrestleMania Backlash. So was freaking Aussie Open and FTR. So was even Lesnar Reigns at SummerSlam. Like, like Josh Alexander versus anybody he faced. But I gave it to Rollins and Rhodes, Hell in a Cell. It was a tough choice. I literally wrote it down like an hour before the show. And it was re-raced multiple times. So it was just such a story, but I'm talking about like the whole year was just so awesome with just full of these great matches. And while Zayn and Knoxville, I don't think it was a great match, it was a very fun match, an entertaining match. So I can't fault Dietz for this pick. I can't. Like,
I love them. And that's
so
there's so many great matches in different areas.
Yeah.
Listen, this year was probably the funnest we've had in a good while in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that, I will thank one man and one man only. Triple H, I appreciate the fuck out of you, sir.
I think Triple H had he had a lot to do with it, but there's still more promotions out there, buddy. So
listen, the Fed wasn't doing great.
And my match of the year came before Vince left.
So, but it's getting a lot more interesting, at least for me. But yeah, overall, what a show. What a show.
Creatively, WWE probably wasn't doing the best. Financially, is a whole different story.
Financially, they've just been fucking everything out of the water.
But yeah, a great year. And I'm looking forward to Wrestle Kingdom.
Royal Rumble, let's fucking
Royal
go!
Rumble, which will be the first time I think since besides the pandemic year, since 2005 that Sleazy and I will not be watching it together.
Kind of sucks.
But
I hope to God PWS has the fucking make us pick numbers.
Oh, we'll be doing that this year.
I know that, but hopefully our scorecard thing, they make you pick numbers. I think they should. I'm gonna add them. I'm gonna do it on Twitter as soon as we get off here.
There you go. Yeah, fucking hanger of a year. So many great people did great things this year from multiple different angles. From New Japan introducing multiple new titles, but one that was very important to my heart personally, to Ring of Honor becoming under the banner of AEW ? Because that all happened this year. The life and times of CM Punk in AEW, just the whole thing is just a crazy mishmash of just so many great things happening all at the same time. And you can't sit here and say that you didn't have a great year in professional wrestling, because this was really the first full year that we had outside of the pandemic that really felt like wrestling was back. Like 2021 was kind of there, but this was the year that really people turned.
Dude, I went to a fucking house show for WWE.
I went to a New Japan show. I
don't fucking go to house shows. I'm better than that.
It's kind of funny. The next show at Hershey is actually me and Kim's it's me and Kim's anniversary. So
Raw?
Yep.
Raw.
The Raw, the 22nd?
Yep, that's me and Kim's 2-year anniversary. We're going.
WWE pre. That is the code.
WWE pre or free?
Pre, P-R-E.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ryan, put yourself over because you haven't done it in forever.
Oh yeah, no, fuck Reddit.
Oh, he survived.
Fuck Reddit. Fuck all them marks on Reddit. Don't come find the wrestling show on Reddit because I don't want to hear your stupid fucking mark opinions.
Yeah, Chip, don't go be on Reddit.
I'm not on Reddit. It's cool.
We've been putting over your TikTok too.
Oh yeah, my TikTok's pretty funny. I'm trying to incorporate some wrestling ones, but
yeah.
Oh, if the TikTok for this week isn't me screaming, I hope you step on a fucking Lego, then you failed TikTok for the wrestling show.
We'll find out. Deets, put yourself over.
Always on the Twitter, folks, at Legendary Deets. Come find me. I talk shit, mostly wrestling and terrible Baltimore sports currently.
Shit.
You can find me and Fat Man on the Best Darn Sports Show period 2. We're going to be talking a lot about what happened last night on tomorrow. And then we got more. We're actually kind of going to the betting side of this. And we started going with odds and spreads and stuff like that. So if anyone follows this who likes betting, please follow the Best Darn Sports Show period 2. We're not talking poker betting though. We're talking sports betting. So yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at TWS_Mark with 4 A's.
Oh my goodness. I'm at TWS Sleazy.
PWS Fatman.
We are Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Please go on over there, give us a like, follow us. Videos you can find on twitch.tv/sleazyfatman for live stuff, youtube.com/sleazyfatman for the recorded stuff, and premium videos on onlyfans.com/the wrestling show. You can find all sorts of other content at thewrestlingshow.com, including articles, merch, bunch of other cool stuff out there. We're going to get back into the swing of things after our break from Christmas and whatnot. So expect to see more articles again. You can get this podcast every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and even Podbean. Don't hesitate to rate us on your favorite platform. It really does help us out. So with thanks to Ryan, who left, as always. Thanks to Dietz coming on. I know you do the best you can to get on here. We thank you for coming. Thank you to Chip for coming on.
Always.
And as always, for Sleazy.
For the Fat Man.
This is the wrestling show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. We haven't said enough before, so fuck Dave Meltzer again. Fuck Kenny Omega. A hot dog's not a sandwich. A sub is not a sandwich. And we lost Don West this week. The sad loss in the wrestling community, and he will be missed.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain of the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain.